Are you?
Yeah.
Do you hear something? Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with it then. Anyways, so obviously we're back here for the semifinals. We got BlackFade.org taking on TteS eSports. Of course, Brick CBK. And this time I'm joined by Diva here as a co-caster. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah, well, just, all right. You're good? Or
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm
good?
ready to rock.
Did you watch the first game by chance? I know
Yep.
you're a busy man, so you had time to watch it. That's good. That's
Big Nighthound plays from Rion Brack. Not quite good enough, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit intriguing on that pick there. You know, we're still trying to figure it out a little bit, but it just didn't work out for them. I mean, do you think that was a bad pick or?
No, I actually thought it was an interesting pick for sure, but you could see how much damage he was doing.
Yeah.
He was killing the enemy support heroes from like half health in one shot.
He was.
The
yeah.
problem is he really was dying really, really fast.
Yeah.
And I think that came down to the fact that they really didn't have much of an advantage to keep him alive in the team fights.
Yeah. Well, you know, risky pick, especially in a risky platform like this, so much money on the line here in the semifinals. You got to give them credit for it, but it just didn't work out. So here we are, though, in game number 2. The bans have started, so let's go ahead and take a look how things are going. Pretty quick banning phase so far, not too much extra time being used, only with a couple of bans remaining. So as far as the bans are concerned, though, we are looking at Silhouette, Forsaken Archer, Ophelia, Electrician, Pebbles, and Tundra so far. So, of course, you know, seeing that Forsaken Archer ban, obviously BxF giving some respect to Slicks right there. He's been having some very dominating performances on that hero. You think it's worth a ban on Forsaken Archer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In big games like this, it's all about taking your opponents out of their comfort zone, making them play something they're not familiar with, that they're not used to dominating with, and making them have to think about what they're doing instead of just acting on instinct.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, actually. So, and that's, you know, may throw Slicks off a little bit, not being able to play his good old Forsaken Archer. But we'll see. Of course, last time played his Bubbles, and pretty solid, but probably not as best as he wanted to do. As far as the final bans, Aluna and Moraxis wrapping things up here for the final 2 bans when it's all said and done. And Polywog Priest is actually the first pick here for our Hellborn team for BlackFade.org. So, Polywog Priest, this has been a hero that's been highly said to be, or not said to be, but we have seen actually a high priority for a lot of teams here at this DreamHack Summer 2012 event with DreamHaN. Whoa, getting a little bit louder there, so things are changing. But anyways, hopefully the sound is being adjusted for you guys. But Polywog Priest, so again, first pick over here for BlackFade. And when it comes down to it, you know, they got the opportunity to get him. Obviously, the last game as well worked out pretty well with SmackDonald. So going to play with him once again this time around. I'm sure we'll see that swap to SmackDonald, and it get to play him. So first pick here for our Hellborn team. You think you like the Polywog Priest first pick, Diva?
I dig it.
That's loud. That is loud. Anyway, so Glacius and Behemoth, the follow-up picks over here for TteS eSports. So Behemoth we haven't really seen a whole lot of other than from Fnatic, but TteS eSports go with the Behemoth pick. So, and they rated that pretty high. I mean, that's their second pick overall. I think you a fan of that? I mean,
yeah, when we have seen Behemoth picked, he's been picked relatively early. I think that the hero offers a lot of versatility as far as how you can lane, and allows a lot of aggression as well as teamfight power throughout the game.
That he does. So a lot of roaming potential early on as well. And just always something that you always have to keep in mind. A hero being nearby with that fidget stun with the range that it has can be very deadly. So Torture and Armadon, follow-up picks over here for BlackFade.org. Armadon picked up. We haven't seen him too much in this event, but big reason being because he has been banned so much throughout this tournament. So, but the chance to pick him up here for BxF, so I'm sure they'll gladly take him. And I must say, I mean, I'm looking at this Hellborn team right now. I think they got a pretty comfortable lineup for them. So,
man, that Armadon pick is sure to leave a lot of doubt in the minds of TteS after seeing the Armadon pretty much single-handedly defeat them when it was in the hands of Fnatic.
Yeah, that's true. Very good point to bring up. Ooh, look at that Wretched Egg, and then the immediate ready up from Deadwood right there being picked up by Leon Black. So, made mention of Deadwood earlier as TDM was talking about it, but Leon Black here for TteS eSports is going to pick him up. Now, a hero we have seen from time to time, but love seeing the confidence over here from TteS eSports. A quick ready up again. This is it for TteS eSports. They lose here, they're done. They win here, we're going to a third game. What do you think of that pick?
I find it really interesting. It's definitely good against Armadon. Later on when Armadon gets pretty tanky, taking away a percentage of his strength is pretty useful on Deadwood, and that early aggression might allow them to win the game before Armadon gets out of control.
Yeah. It's, speaking of early aggression, I mean, look at the team making it for them. I mean, Wretched Hack, Glacius, Behemoth, and Deadwood. Talk about aggression written all over there. And now for the Hellborn team, this is what I was going to bring up too. I mean, we've seen Nymphora being right-clicked over there, and again, with how much ban she's been throughout this event and how powerful I think she would actually work with this lineup, I'm no surprise to see that pickup. Very possible here for BlackFate.org. You know, she can lane very well with that Armadon. Well, if they actually go with Dark Lady as well, that would be kind of interesting to see if that happens. So I guess you can go with Dark Lady instead if they find it necessary. Ooh, not right-clicking that Rhapsody, so maybe not. They're deciding on what support to pick up here. We'll see what they finally come up with, and indeed it's going to be Andromeda, actually. So Andromeda, Dark Lady to finish things off here. What do you make of those two final picks?
I think the Andromeda pick might well be to counter the Deadwood. If Deadwood does punch one of your high-priority heroes, you can swap him out, and hopefully the follow-up isn't there to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, so it stops the remaining burst from coming out after the upfront burst. Very true. So they had the chance to pick up Nymphora, though. I mean, Nymphora, very powerful hero, very powerful support, and seems like she'd fit very well with this team. So, hell, with the Legion team, actually might not fit too bad with them either. But I think with their lane setups right now, may not be the best situation. But I don't know. I like that Nymphora pick, but we'll see how well the Andromeda does. By the way, it looks like, is that the new skin? I think that is, actually.
Yes.
It looks like it is. Got a paper right here. Yeah, that looks like it. So if you click on it, I can't actually see the example of it, so I wasn't sure. But there you go. The new that's the DreamHack only, right? Where you have to actually be here.
Either here or you can redeem it at Alienware Arena. And it's exclusive, so you cannot actually purchase the avatar. You got to get it through a code.
Ooh, the whole code way. But in that sense, it's free.
Pretty sure.
So,
yeah.
So that's the good thing. So. Anyways, excited to see what that looks like in game. But Corrupted Disciple, the final pick over here for eSPORTS. So our first time seeing Corrupted Disciple in this tournament. So in the end, I mean, you look at these lineups, nothing too crazy when it comes to hero picks. But again, with so much money on the line, with everything on the line here, especially for eSPORTS, can't expect them to go too crazy. But seeing Corrupted Disciple here with the final pick, swapped to Slicks, and he immediately readies up. So
I love it.
I do too. I think our Legion team is actually a very powerful lineup. So
I think that Corrupted Disciple is a vastly underused hero. It's got great mid-game peaking potential. I really think that they're going to be going for an early mid-game domination strategy and to win before the Armadon gets out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, Corrupted Disciple. I mean, with that conduit, with his overload, I mean, all four of his abilities are actually very useful. Even the static discharge can be very useful throughout the game. So
he doesn't really need items to deal damage, is what makes him really, really valuable here.
Well, on that note, you know, and if he happens to get items, he can build, of course, very tanky and beefy and not necessarily worry about having to get damage items because that conduit can really make up for that. So, but yeah, in general, with the Electric Tide and the Overload also can, as you were saying, you know, dish out a lot of damage in general. So we'll see how they lane things here. Looks like Leon Black intending to go to the middle lane to begin. Thinks he does go to the hatches, so that, of course, on top of the log that he picks up, he's going to be hitting pretty damn hard. As far as the Hellborn team, oh, there's a skin, by the way. Wow, that looks interesting.
Yeah, I would be very surprised here to see BxF respond with anything less than 2 heroes in lane and middle, just because it's so damn hard to outlast hit that Deadwood solo.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted. Okay. Yeah, so we'll see if they do indeed 2-man lane against the Deadwood right there. Wretched Act, though, it seems like heading towards the bottom. Whoa. What is going on down here? Is it seriously going to be a Wretched Act Behemoth? I guess Behemoth is just going to roam from the beginning. There's no way that's going to be an actual lane. Down here at the bottom. So yeah, my guess is he's just going to be down here, maybe to try to set up a level 1 kill or something. But I don't know, with the Wretched Act partner, that doesn't seem like necessarily. I don't know. What do you make of this?
I think that the Behemoth is going to do a lot of shadowing as far as making sure that the Armadon doesn't get free farm, and I think that'll be his main responsibility in the lane. Applying a little bit of pressure, say, hey, if you step up too far, I will block you off, and you'll take a bit of damage.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm just very taken back by it because it's not a lane setup you kind of expect. But Behemoth, he is kind of hanging out down here, and we'll see if that starts to happen. And speaking of Armadon being down here at the bottom lane, he's being babysat by a Torturer. So again, a hero, by all means, a lot of babysit potential, but not usually seen it in the babysit role, but going to be this time around. Andromeda roaming towards the bottom lane, but it seems like she's actually turning around back towards the middle. So she is running right past her Ward of Sight, though, so obviously the Legion team able to spot here. So I'm sure Deadwood will be fine when it's all said and done. But you were talking about the possibility of doing a 2-man lane against Deadwood here in the middle, and Andromeda sure enough coming to the middle lane. We'll see if she sticks around or just continues to roam. It looks like it's going to be the latter, actually. So a lot of movement going on here from this Andromeda early on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the CS shapes up. The Deadwood has a massive advantage in the damage category.
Wow, you're talking about that fissure stun right there, and actually Armadon took a bit of damage. The creep wave actually doing a bit of damage to him, as well as Wretched kind of getting in there. So yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's all about just really harassing Armadon as much as possible, making sure he doesn't get absolute free farm. So very interesting strategy here being played by TteS eSports, I must say. So, but so far Deadwood seems like he's doing a pretty good job. 8-2 against a 5-0 Polywalk Priest. Obviously very early on, only 2 minutes in now. But again, that hatchet and that log combination hits so freaking strong. So very difficult to outlast a hit against him. And then you got our top lane, Corrupted Disciple Glacius against our Dark Lady, and well, now an Andromeda, of course. Which obviously she made her way all the way up here for very good reason to babysit this Dark Lady. But it seems like Dark Lady's still maybe in a bit of trouble up here when it comes to her farm.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very difficult because Corrupted Disciple is a very aggressive laner. Getting that Electric Tide on your face early on is very, very painful for a hero like Dark Lady.
Yeah, I mean, but Dark Lady, as we have seen throughout this event, you know, using that Taint Soul, using that Hatchet to get those last hits in there as much as possible. And so far, what does she have? She's 4-0, so there we go, 5-0 actually. So managing to get some creep kills here and there, but Corrupted Disciple, you know, clearly winning the lane when it comes down to those creep kills and is harassing her as soon as she steps up as expected. So that's the problem with a hero like Andromeda being a babysit at the same time. You know, her range is just not that great. So not the most effective babysit hero when it comes down to it. So yeah, Dark Lady not going to have the best time up here being played by Keizu. We'll see if that proves to have a big impact throughout this game. So do you think it is? I mean, do you think that's going to suck here for our home team?
I think so, but I think it's more than just the Dark Lady not getting optimal farm. I think it's Corrupted Disciple getting extremely good farm. Yep. I'm looking for Slicks to really take over this game if TteS eSports wants to win.
What else is new?
Yeah, and in the middle lane, Polywog Priest is really only being able to farm with the Electric Jolt. And fortunately for him, he was able to pick up the 2-minute rune with his bottle.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's good. What rune was it? Oh, the Invisible rune. He still has it, so. Yeah, that's great news for him, as you mentioned. He'd be able to now use that Electric Jolt perhaps a little bit more, even using a Mana Potion on himself before. Oh, nice cancel, though, from Deadwood. Very good presence of mind right there to realize that that's what he was doing, so might as well get a cancel immediately. And so it makes him waste the regen right there. So yeah, very well played on Leon Black's part at least. But again, it seems like when it comes to his farm now, 20-10 compared to that 14-0 Polywog Priest. So not doing too bad, again, using that Electric Jolt as you mentioned, but Deadwood no doubt winning. Meanwhile, the bottom lane though, Torch in a lot of trouble. That finish time blocking didn't hit Torch though as far as damage is concerned, and that may prove to be the big problem here for Behemoth. He's actually running away now, runs into Wolves though. Oh, but he will be fine in the end, so that was a little bit sloppy play. Sloppy play from Bobo. The Deadwood going to miss right there with the rotten grass, but it may not matter in the end. The haste of Deadwood a little bit too fast. Picks up another log, pounding in the face of Torturer, and the final auto attack to finish him off. So Bloodlust kill will come out in favor of TteS eSports right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That haste rune was actually what everyone was going toward. Hellborn knew that it was bottoms, and so did Legion. So both teams started congregating toward that rune, and a fight ensued. But Deadwood picked it up and was able to clean up the mess that his team kind of left behind.
Well played by Deadwood. Now, of course, you always like to see your Deadwood roaming around as soon as possible, if possible, to get those kills. At least that's what happens in pubs. So as soon as it's the same in competitive games, no, that's what it usually is. So.
Yeah, pretty soon he's going to have his Deadwood punch. But while he was out of the lane, the Polywog Priest actually surpassed him in CS. And you see the Winged Courier actually ferrying him mana.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Potions,
so
I think.
Were those mana potions? Probably were. Ooh, gets, again, canceled, though.
No, I think he actually used a mana potion to make space for the boots.
Oh, okay. Gonna say. Okay, so yeah, he got the little red booties now on top of him. So yeah, that is a little bit surprising. I mean, Polywog Priest, you got to give credit there to Les QQ playing this play. That's actually interesting in itself. So last game was SmackDown. I was expecting to be him, but SmackDown, of course, on Armadon this time around instead. Speaking of Armadon, how's he been doing here at this bottom lane? So far, 25-16. So. Seems like the whole idea of having Behemoth down here, you know, with Wretched maybe to harass him a lot, it hasn't been working out at its fullest. So he's still managing actually pretty good farm down here at the bottom side, it looks like.
Yep, absolutely. And, you know, TteS has to be really, really careful about that. They cannot let the Armadon get out of control to the point where he has Helmut Black Legion and the Vestments way too early on. But what's more important, I still think, is just this game pivots around Slicks on Corrupted. If Corrupted can get some really good farm in the first 20 minutes, he's going to be way too strong for Armadon to contend with for the next 15 minutes thereafter.
Well, talking about Corrupted Disciple again then, what do you think would make sense for him to get? Do you think that shrunken head right away, Helm of the Black Legion, Shaman's head? I mean, should he build tanky? Should he build damage focus? What's the deal?
I really like Helm of the Black Legion on that hero because he has so much inbuilt damage output. All he needs to do is stay near them and stay alive.
Yeah.
He's already got his Ghost Marchers, add a Helm of the Black Legion, and he'll be pretty darn hard to contend with.
Yeah, that's definitely what I prefer to see too. When we do see the occasional Corrupted Disciple picked up. So we'll see what Slicks decides to do. Obviously, it's his choice in the end. Can't tell him what to do. Behemoth actually going to finish somebody else. Gets Common Summon Andromeda. In comes the Hex from Polywog Priest. There's a Dark Blades charging strikes from Dark Liddy. And the quick kill on a Behemoth. Those Dark Blades are so powerful, especially early on in the game. I mean, it's still just level 2 yet. It just tore up Behemoth right there. So great kill for our Hellborn team. And that's the first hero kill of the game actually coming out for them. And it goes in place of Keizu. So Dark Liddy, it's a much needed farm for him.
Yeah, that was actually very surprising to see Bobo go up that hill. They have no wards on the map right now, so it was a very risky maneuver for him, and it did not pan out very well.
No, it did not. Obviously got his finish stun off, but he also got Kama stun in the process, so that pretty much set up the rotation of CC, and, well, there wasn't any getting away for the big cow right there. So Polywog Priest is level 6 right now. Of course, that means he has his wards, but TteS would be level 7. You know, he is waiting to use that Falcon Punch of his. He's going to port to the bottom lane in the meantime because Armadon was extending a little bit too much, and they may look to catch him right here. Expect that Rock Grasp. It will hit on Armadon. In comes Corrupted Disciple as well, and there's the Falcon Punch on Armadon to finish him off. So great job right there from Leon Black, porting in to assist his teammate, and gets the kill. So Armadon going to slow him down a little bit now.
Yeah, that was very, very well done. He was waiting in the middle lane very patiently, but he saw a great opportunity on bottom and really took it.
I think that portal key is pretty much the next item here for Deadwood.
I like portal key, but I also like Codex.
Yeah.
Some people call it kind of a troll item, but I think it's very good on the hero.
Oh wow, Polywog free. I thought that was the fake one at first. The fake one is right here though, actually. So the real one actually gets taken out. The wards were down, but obviously not the right timing because with Deadwood coming in, that ended up working out not too well at all. So he's going for a kill on a Glacius, and that completely backfired as they're not even in range of the tower. So yeah, that proved not to be too effective right there for Les QQ when it's all said and done. So a couple of kills coming out here for TT Esports. You know, now 1,000 gold lead, about a 500-600 experience lead. You know, we're hitting that 9-minute mark, and it looks like Corrupted Disciple has actually moved towards this bottom lane here, and he's going to start farming down here against the Armadon even. And his farm around 290 gold per minute, with currently around 800 gold saved up. So after a pretty good start, Armadon needs to be a little bit careful here. Glacius setting up a possible gank. But Polywog Priest is running right over the one side zone, so they definitely know he's coming. In comes the Heck, the chain reaction on a Glacius. Electrotide maximum range right there, hitting on a Torturer. Will it matter in the end? No, it will not. The Quill's coming spamming from SmackDonald, and he picks up the kill. So yeah, they definitely saw them coming. It seems like Glacius was a little bit slow to react to that, though.
Yeah, and I think that Deadwood should also be carrying a teleport right now, as much as he wants to get his big item, and I think it will be a portal key. The whole advantage of Willowmaker on Deadwood compared to something like Pyromancer's ultimate or Witch Slayer's ultimate is the low cooldown at level 1.
Yeah, very, very true. Ooh, bottom lane again. SmackDonald, or excuse me, that was actually Les QQ on Polywog Priest, getting taken out. This time it was Wretched Hag and Corrupted Disciple actually able to dive him a little bit onto the tower and get the kill. But yeah, so going to the point that you're making though with Homecoming Stones on Deadwood, you're right. I mean, the cooldown only 85 seconds at level 1. I'm not exactly sure how that compares to the Silver Blow and the Blazing Strikes. I know that they're well over 100 seconds, you know, but so much different when it comes down to the cooldown, excuse me. But there goes the Homecoming Stone pick up. So Portal Key, though, again, I think that is going to be the pick up here with another 1,700 gold saved up as well. So
I think it's a great choice to pick up the Portal Key in this game, especially with the Dark Lady priority target. Need to focus that. A Torture, very, very squishy target to kill, and so is the Polywog. So he can get a lot of yummies with that Portal Key.
A lot of squishies around the map here for our Deadwood players to take advantage of. And of course, you know, against a hero like Dark Lady too, they getting the jump onto her and catching her off guard with some upfront burst, always a good thing as well. Look at Armadon taking out these ancient stacks, getting pretty low, but in the end it works. So his farm actually getting boosted up quite a bit right there as a result. And Andromeda comes in and looking to finish off this last Dragon Master. Now, I'm actually curious what you think about this. Obviously, you've been around Hom for a while now, just like myself. And Andromeda, earlier on, it seems like a very popular build for her. Used to be level 1 Comet and then max out Aurora and the Aura. But lately, I mean, that's for a while now, it's always been about the Comet max out and then the Aurora not even touching the Dimensional Link until later on in the game. Do you think Dimensional Link is underrated early on?
Nah, I still favor the first two, and the reason that Comet is being maxed out now is because of a rebalance. The ability rescales now scales now differently than it used to, so that you kind of have to level it up.
True. Yeah. The changes make that happen, I guess. So, but yeah, so we see here the level 2 Comet actually with the level 3 Aurora.
Portal key on Deadwood on bottom.
Oh yeah, he is coming in right now, cutting through the trees. He's actually gonna go for that's actually Torture in the back right there. The Falcon Punch comes out, the quick kill on a Torture. Now Armadon gonna start spamming those quills. The Snowstorm being used as well. Of course, the Aurora coming out from Andromeda right there, trying to assist. Polywire Priest also running in. The Snowstorm onto Leon Black. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it is. The Electric told to finish him off. In comes Retrodeck. Bat Blast lining up. Oh, it's gonna be perfect right there. Hits Andromeda and Armadon, excuse me. The Electric tied to finish off Andromeda. Armadon somehow still alive. The Haunt is still on him. He may still fall right here. No, it looks like it's gonna be fine. But Hatcher coming out from Corrupted, and there's the finish from Mindnuts right there on Retrodeck, jumping back in and cleaning it up. And actually, Torture gonna get caught once again after resurrecting. He ports in, and he will fall. Wow, TteS eSports looking pretty good after that fight.
Yeah, he really wanted to feel the burn there. That was not a good decision to go back in. A quad kill for Slicks. He's really looking to up his KD ratio some more, it looks like. And going back to the Wretched Hag, obviously missing WTF here for TteS eSports, who usually plays the Wretched Hag. Mindnuts is filling in that very admirably.
Yeah, I like the timing too, or the patience too. And you can tell he wanted to line up that Bat Blast. He didn't use it right away as soon as he poured down. I mean, he actually went to the right, he lined it up, and I believe it ended up hitting 2 of the heroes, in Andromeda and Armadon, as a result of that. So yeah, very good patience on his part, very good timing, and great fight overall for TteS eSports. So action has been kind of slow in this game, but right there definitely picking up quite a bit now. 13 minutes in, 9-3 hero kill advantage in favor of our Legion team currently.
But in the meantime, Dark Lady has been playing Hello Kitty online. Up in the top lane, up over 300 GPM now, but has to contend with a Deadwood in lane.
Yeah, it's obviously a Rune Cleaver, I'm sure, in the makings for KZ right here. Again, just like last game, probably going to rinse and repeat with that as it works out so well. But yeah, he has been kind of on that PvE mission, as I like to call it. The ward's coming out, though, from Polywire Priest here in the middle lane. You see Fidget's trying to block off a little bit, maybe try to stall it. But this defensive tower will be falling. Whether or not it's denied is the question now. And Vulnerability comes out, delaying it a little bit longer. Port's coming in. It's going to be close. The wards. They stop protecting the tower. Oh, my God. It's going to be close. Oh, they let the wards get it. He attacked a second too early. So LesQQ will get credit. Unfortunate deny miss there from TteS eSports.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because they spent 3 heroes' time going there to try to deny it.
Yeah, when you see 4 heroes all of a sudden are all there, it's like they missed the deny. It's, well, shucks. The fact that no one was there from the Elbow team, obviously those are just the wards from Polywire Priest.
And then the opportunity cost as well. Deadwood has been waiting for the last about 45 seconds in top for an opportunity to gank the Dark Lady, and if one of those heroes had teleported top, Dark Lady would probably be dead right now.
He is coming bottom, speaking of ganking, but Armadon very quick to react right there, and will run away in time. But yeah, Deadwood, he's level 10 right now, so getting close to that level 2 Falcon Punch here, and obviously that much more effective when it comes to his ultimate, so he's going to try to get that experience up. Currently, the top experience per minute in the game at 423. Oh, it's actually pretty much tied with his Corrupted Disciple teammate, but obviously up there when it comes down to it. So he's going to run into Armadon once again. Armadon, by the way, Helmet of Black Legion and a Plated Greaves picked up, as well as the Mystic Vestment. So Armadon, he is starting to get up there in terms of being farmed up now, sitting around that 300 gold per minute mark currently. So.
Yeah, but his farm has really only yielded the Helmet of Black Legion, and the Plated Greaves pickup is actually huge because Helm doesn't do anything against the Deadwood. Yeah. So it gives a little bit of health, but you know the damage reduction against attacks obviously doesn't help when you're getting, you know, one-edged.
On that note, I'm curious what you think about this. You know, do you think he should look to upgrade to a Shaman's Headdress, maybe Barrier, or should he go for a focus on the Demonic Breastplate or even a Frosted, not Frosted, a Demonic Breastplate for more armor here?
I think he might go more armor. I think he might just go more straight health, but what I was just about to touch on with TteS eSports is right about now they should be grouping up and pushing, which is what they are doing, because right now there is no way in hell that Blackfade can compete with him in a team fight. With both Dark Lady and Armadon needing farm, they can just not compete right now for these outer towers.
Yeah. Well, the bottom lane again, Armadon pushing up right here, so we'll see. Deadwood and Wretched Hag are heading down currently. Deadwood bottling up the regen rune. You see lonely Armadon down here, no vision for him. You know it's coming, but no, he's going to turn around just in time, it looks like. and it will survive when it's all said and done. So very, very risky play there from Armadon, but in the end, it does work out just fine for him, of course. So Deadwood, though, down here picking up some farm. As now, look at Armadon. He got some support actually from Polywar Priest this time around. So Polywar Priest trying to maybe, or Armadon trying to bait maybe. And in fact, there we go. No, coming out a little bit. Polywar Priest running game, but obviously not getting close enough. So Deadwood will be fine. But here comes a tower pressure now at this bottom lane. So we'll see if the Legion team looks to put up enough defense if it's necessary, which I guess it doesn't even look like it is. But again, going back to this PvE mission, Dark Lady just continuing to just farm on her own. And it is showing. I mean, she's now up to 345 gold per minute. She's getting very close to finishing that Rune Cleaver here. Yeah,
but unfortunately that Rune Cleaver is not going to help her survive should the Legion team decide to initiate on her and push her towers down.
Yeah. So, you think a Shrunken Head would make sense here?
Or? Oh, absolutely not. The Shrunken Head does absolutely nothing against the Deadwood. So,
yeah, that's true.
I think she's pretty much committed to going the Rune Cleaver and just ramping it up. The other choice would be Nullstone to nullify the effects of the Portal Key Punch, but I do think that the best move is probably still the Rune Cleaver. It just puts the team in a very, very dangerous situation.
Yeah, it's we'll see. We'll see what he does. You know, 2,200 gold saved up and counting. So again, matter of seconds now before he's able to pick up the double broadsword and finish the Rune Cleaver. Firebrand in the meantime purchased by Corrupt Disciple. So he obviously got with the Helm of the Black Legion first. Now with a Firebrand, very likely a Geometer's Bane, very popular item on a hero like Corrupt Disciple. So good for him. Movement speed always a good thing too on that hero. You see the team gathering up behind him as also now Deadwood joining the party. All four of them are here. The one not being here is Wretched Hag because she was at the top lane trying to protect the tower, maybe deny it. But instead it goes down in favor of Umzai right there on the Torturer as he takes it out. So more farm for a Hellborn team as a result of that right there. What do you
I really think that the Legion team needs to counter by pushing bottom. Like I said earlier, I think they can win the team fight.
Yep.
Wretched Hag probably needs to join them, though, for that to happen.
Deadwood off to the side, has that level 2 Falcon Punch. Obviously, you need to be careful going on a hero like Armadon, especially if you go to his back. That will not be too useful, so not really taking advantage of any opportunities right there, and instead will just fall back and play it safe. But I was going to say, so that Firebrand pick up a Corrupted Disciple. You like the Geometer's Bane route if they chooses to go that?
I think it might go Frostburn first, just because it's such a nice chasing hero. But eventually, it will convert into Geometers.
Yeah, you do see that quite frequently. So, ooh, Behemoth getting a good angle right here. Nice cut off with the Fidget Stun, not a full block by any means, but Armadon will be a little bit pressured, but not nearly enough to scare him. But we're seeing this right here. I mean, while that push at top was going on, I mean, that was a chance perhaps, but now things have calmed down a little, and they're trying. All five of them are down here now, but this first tower is being held very strong here by BlackFate.org. You gotta wonder though, maybe they were hanging around a little bit too long. Armadon needs to be careful. Obviously, again, all five of them are down here, so this tower will end up falling. A vulnerability is going to be his Fidget Stun coming out. There's the Electric Tide on Armadon, but he'll be more than fine. But the Force came in for the Helper team. Deadwood jumps in though, and that quick immediate kill. However, the War Trap comes out, so Deadwood will pay for his life right there on the kill to Torture. So 1-for-1 exchange, and now Armadon chasing them back, spamming the Quill. The Bat Blast in the face though, and Armadon will get taken out. The Glacial Downpour assisting for a kill right there on the Polywire Priest. Another kill happening as well, and we see Dark Lady just charging strikes away, staying alive. Wow, that looked like it could have gone both ways, but it goes to the Legion side in the end.
Yeah, what you saw there was the tower kind of went down with very little resistance because all the squishies knew if they came into range, they were going to get donkey punched in the face and just die. In the end, the Deadwood probably overextended a little bit, but instant killing the Torturer is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, great Bat Blast once again from MyNuts.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely landed up very well again, so very effective indeed. We just see Hungry's Spirit picked up by Dark Lady, so has a lifesteal now. Again, I wouldn't be surprised to see that Abyssal Skull finishing it. What do you make of that? We haven't seen that a lot actually on Dark Lady players. Going that Abyssal Skull route here.
I think the Abyssal Skull is going to be pretty good, but honestly, I think a Nullstone is a very good option for this game.
Yeah.
Both for the Deadwood, for the Conduit from Slicks. I just think it could do a lot for him.
Well, I mean, this would be a little bit different, but with the idea of something like a Soul's Bulwark even, or into a Demonic Breastplate, makes sense here for our Dark Lady player.
I don't think so. It's partially because of the CC issue as well.
Yeah.
When you look at Glacius potentially freezing you, and the Willowmaker does so much more than just damage. It reduces your strength by 20%, and it also stuns you. So it's not just a matter of getting armor and surviving the initial punch. It's a matter of, can I actually survive even if I don't die to the punch?
Yeah, well, and on that note too, Soul's Bulwark is being worked in here by Armadon, and in fact, should have it in the very near future. So that will be effective for our Hellborn team. And Drummond, how's she been doing? She's been the ward bitch, of course, no surprise, but a power supply strider is not too bad. And of course has that Aurora now maxed out. Haven't seen any swaps yet, at least from what I recall, despite being level 8, but I'm sure we'll get at least a couple of those as this game progresses here.
Yeah, and I'm loving this play from TteS right now. They realize that they need to force engagements right now and take towers, so they're going to just roll right up on top. And to counter, Les QQ making a great move, running all the way from middle to bottom to pressure the bottom tower while they're all top.
Yeah. Yeah, we see the port coming out from Deadwood actually to that bottom lane. Obviously the wards are down, so it's just a matter of I guess he's not going to go in there and take them out. He's going to start running in here, obviously noticing that no one's here from the Hellborn team, so we'll just easily pick them off, get some gold farm out of it, and, well, on that note, I mean, his GPM's not too bad. 367 gold per minute here for our Leon Black Deadwood player. Has Soulsborg obviously on him as well, so yeah, it's a pretty solid play all around here for TT Esports, and I think it's safe to say they are in that advantage. 4,700 overall gold lead, and Corrupt Disciple is starting to take off, as you're kind of talking about. Sure enough, he did finish the Frostburn, by the way, with now another 1,000 gold saved up, so. Next big item is also, well, you know, Behemoth, a portal key for him, as we always talk about. He did choose to go Ring of Sorcery first, though.
Yeah, we've been seeing it a lot recently. Even with Hani, in the games that he's not gotten any farm at all, like 100 GPM, he's still always opted for the Ring of Sorcery first. Even
with that nerf to it, and now 100 more gold because of the Pickled Brain, so. But yeah, still choosing to go for that first, and, you know, it can make sense. You know, it can definitely help your farming, and just in general for keeping helping you keep with the team and being able to use that fissure multiple times and not worry about, you know, needing to have enough mana to do your combination and everything. So
yeah,
that's a big part of it too. But Dark Lady back to farming we go in the jungle. You can't blame her. If the Legion team's going to allow her to do this, might as well take advantage of it. 1,600 gold saved up and counting. So again, we'll see what our next item of choice is going to be. But if it's anything like last game, what we've been seeing a bit lately, expect to see that Frostburn pick up here on Dark Lady. So what do you like Frostburn on a hero like Dark Lady?
I think it's very good because it helps you chase, but I'm not sure that he's going to be in a situation within the next like 15 minutes that he will be afforded a chase. I think any engagements that they want to win at this point will have to be driven by the Torture and by the Polywog.
Yeah.
They're not in a position where they can chase the enemy team away.
Oh no, I said oh no because Charging Strikes were to use the swap from Andromeda though before the initiation happens. Very good timing from Insania right there. So Andromeda of course will fall, but I definitely think that was a saving grace moment right there on a Dark Lady. In fact, Dark Lady jumps back in with the double, with the blades are activated. The Bat Blast comes out from Wretched Dagger, but he's running away as Armadon's in the party. So Deadwood and Corrupted Disciple get the hell on out of there. Glacius and Behemoth obviously already picked off. And you see Wretched Dagger just going to get away before too much damage comes out. So excellent response right there. Hell of a swap from Andromeda.
Yeah, and an excellent play from Polywog Priest, able to take down the Behemoth before he could cast a single spell. And that really, really, really hurt the Legion team because Behemoth was well positioned to get his ultimate off on at least 2 players and follow up with the Fissure.
Yeah, that would have, I was actually noticing that too. That's the first thing I looked at when he died, actually, knowing that his ultimate being the Shockwave still on cooldown. So well played on Les QQ's part, playing that Polywog Priest, of course. So big fight for them. And Dark Lady's farm that much better after that fight, and definitely playing very even here with this Corrupted Disciple, or continuing to do so at least, between the two. So, by the way, another Mighty Blade picked up on Corrupted Disciple, so Shrunken Head definitely next in line, and I think he would agree. That's going to be a solid pickup for our Corrupted Disciple player.
Yep, it's going to be really good going into all that disabled that the Hellborn team has to offer. And you do see a portal key picked up now on Les QQ's Polywog, and that's very interesting to me because the follow-up on his team is not great at the moment. We'll see if he's really going to try to do some solo stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. He becomes more active now because of that pickup. Goes right to the middle end, though. Going to throw that Electric Jolt in. Get some more farm out of him. He does have a double damage rune bottled up, so if he can find that opportunity, he's level 11 as well. So if he can find somebody alone, like this Deadwood right here on the Ancients, could be a possible target, but of course he can't map hack like we can, so probably not going to go on top of him, but going to continue to farm in the meantime. But yeah, Deadwood taking out the Ancients right here. He's got to have a good amount of gold saved. Did he buy something? I mean, it seems like he's had those items. Oh, he bought a Ring of Sorcery, actually. I don't think he's had that before, so that must, I think this is most recent. But yeah, even him buying a Ring of Sorcery. So him and Behemoth having the Ring of Sorceries here.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder if it's indicative of their intention to really just keep grouped up and pushing and applying pressure and spamming a lot of spells. They do have a lot of long-range abilities between the Rotten Grasp and the Fissure from the Behemoth.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he has it, so definitely got to make use of it, I'm sure. Wretched Dagger, by the way, I think she purchased her second Arcana after the first one. So a matter of just needing the one more, of course, for the Hellflower finish. And as always, very powerful choice for him for an item. Especially now, this begs the question, you know, if you're TteS eSports, do you look to initiate on a hero like Armadon, you know, take advantage of him pushing up, or do you go for somebody else?
Absolutely not Armadon. I would actually recommend they completely ignore Armadon.
Yep.
In the bottom fight earlier near the tower, after Deadwood initiated and instantly killed the Torturer, his teammates were all trying to kill an Armadon very slowly, and they probably could have wiped the other team a lot faster had they just skipped past him. So they should probably ignore the Armadon and focus things like Polywog, Torturer, and obviously the Dark Lady.
Yeah. So, Armadon, and you know, on that note too, he just finished his Shaman Cedra, so yeah, just that much more tanky now that you're going to have to deal with if you choose to try to do some damage to him, so definitely agree with you there. And Drama going to be pulling some Ancients in the meantime, so going to be triple stacked, and just in time for Dark Lady to get the hell on over here. By the way, who has 4,200 cold pulled up. What do you think about this? I mean, we've been seeing a lot of this, especially in this tournament. So many players just pulling up 5,000 plus gold at times, just right-click a big item. I mean, we're only 27 minutes in. Do you think it's too early to be doing that, or are you fine with it?
I'm fine with it because right now all he's doing is PvEing, and he doesn't need that additional gold to kill those creeps faster.
I believe he just, yep, there we go. Straight up purchases of the Frostburn. Again, just like last game. It's pretty much identical here. So you were saying, though, that you weren't a huge fan of this pickup, so.
Not at that time, but now that their team, they've really gotten kind of more of a foothold in this game now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's safe to say. It feels like they're pretty comfortable right now, but I don't know, you look at the stats, look at the overall stats here. I mean, they're actually losing in gold overall. 2,000 gold lead in favor of our Legion team, and only 1,200 experience lead, so very even nonetheless, no matter who has the advantage here at 27.5 minutes. But I really want to see, did he actually just finish his Shrunken Head? Because, yeah, he did. Okay, so.
And Minus did finish his Hellflower as well, so. Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see now if they group up as a group of 5 and start pushing these secondary towers. Now that they have 2 Ring of Sorceries, the Soul's Bulwark, a Hellflower, and that Slick's being really, really tanky.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be big, big, big for TteS eSports. So we'll see if Black Fade is able to kind of make the response to that. Again, KZ looking impressive here with that farm. But now, again, to recap here for those that may just be tuning in, we are now in Game 2 here of TteS eSports versus BlackFade.org here in the semifinals. Our second semifinals. The first one actually went to Fnatic Raidcall, who defeated Trademark Esports 2 games to nothing. So Fnatic Raidcall is now awaiting in the grand finals here at DreamHack. And what about you? Are you surprised about that?
I'm really not. I was a bit worried for them when they were 1 and 2 in the group stage, but I kind of favor them from the beginning. They've been playing very well since, you know, taking this training very seriously for the past couple weeks, and they played very, very well in their boot camp leading up to the event.
Yeah. Yeah, they did, and that really did show. And but just like you, I mean, I think everyone. I mean, they start 1 and 2, and I think the biggest thing was the loss to Orange Esports as well. So everyone was like, "Wow," you know. I mean, I know Orange is good, but should they be beating Fnatic? I mean, but obviously that changed, and they would finish 5 and 2, qualified. Sure enough, played TDM in the first round of the semifinals, and obviously again beat them there 2 games to nothing. So.
Yeah, they've won 6 games in a row, and they don't look like slowing down.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it too, actually, through the group stages and the semifinals. So, and again, they're the most experienced in DreamHack or the Dream Arena, excuse me, out of any. I mean, certain players, I believe the main 3, of course, in Fly, No-Tail, and Nova. They've all been there. Have they been there 3 times? Are they all 3 times? I guess it is, huh? Whereas I think even Hani's been there, I want to say at least once, with another team. No, maybe he wasn't.
I'm not sure that he was, but
yeah, it was KD Gaming. I'm trying to think. God, who was on that roster? That was so long ago. Summer 2010, I think. So, anyways, but at least we the 5 definitely have a good amount of experience in that stage, and it's intimidating. I'll say that much. I mean, again, I got the chance to actually cast on the stage last winter DreamHack. And you know, you got tons of fans, you know, looking at you, obviously cheering, and it makes it a good time and everything. But I can see how, as a player, that can be, you know, you look up and a little bit intimidating. But at the same time, you can feed off the crowd. You know, you get that really hype going, and it is a lot of fun. So I really can't wait for that. So, but obviously, we need to find out who Fnatic's playing, and that's why we're doing this.
Yeah, we're looking at a potential rematch from DreamHack Winter, actually.
See, it's hard to say that. I keep telling myself that too, but is it really a rematch? I mean, you're dealing with only 3 of the same players from Fnatic, and you got TT Esports that slicks in with Talaba. Obviously, the rest, not so much. So, technically,
the spirit
of it is a rematch, but
they have the same managers too. Don't forget about
the same manager. So it's a Street versus Shinx rematch. You
yeah.
can say that, or possibly. So, again, not to get too out of ourselves.
And obviously, Black Fade does have the 1-0 advantage in this series, so that would be the more unlikely of outcomes.
Yeah, and you know, that's the thing about Black Fade, too. A big criticize that I had for them, and a lot of people, and even they admit it, I mean, their lack of experience in general when it comes to LAN environment, where all these other bigger teams, you know, TDM, TT Esports, Fnatic, of course, they all have at least that LAN experience coming into this event. Black Fade really didn't at all. But they proved that that didn't faze them, and, you know, they're up 1-0 here, and if they make that Dream Arena, they'll definitely prove everyone wrong, but of course that's the big question. You know, can they do it in the finals? But again, they have to get there first. So this game has resumed here, and it looks like Black Fade is interested in going right into Kongor. Now I believe they were spotted. This Fortisite no doubt spotted them. Going in fact, we do have some Portuguese being used. There's a jump from Deadwood on to Dark Lady. The swap though from Andromeda once again will save her life. Out comes the cover of darkness, and Dark Lady joins the party. Deadwood and Glacius will fall right there. Red Jack needs to blink away, trying to help kill Smackdown over here on Armadon. The Behemoth stuns. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Behemoth will help get the kill onto Smackdown, but Behemoth will fall. However, look at Corrupted Disciple joining the party. Double tap coming out for him, and all of a sudden, 4 heroes are dead. KZU trying to run now. He's below half-life. It looks like he will be successful at that. Well, wow, that just ended so quickly at the end right there.
Yeah, what actually happened there at the start was Corrupted Disciple split off from the rest of his team, or else that would have gone a lot better for TT Esports. He chased the Polywog over to the right, which might have worked out pretty well, actually, because the Polywog dropped the wards just for him. And those weren't really a factor in that fight, but at the same time, you saw how much damage the Corrupted Disciple does when he actually gets into the fight.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to his conduit charges, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were near maxed out. I mean, it seemed like he was just tearing up the Hellborn team right there. Did he even use a Shrunken Head? I don't even, no, he didn't. Nope. I guess he just finished that even. I think that's what was just delivered to him actually. So, yeah, that's scary news here for BxF. The fact that he did all that without even using that Shrunken Head. So big fight for them, not only stopping the Kongor attempt, but cleaning up, you could say. But now Dark Lady stayed alive. She has another 1,900 gold saved up, and well on her way to her next big item. And she still continues to lead the way in GPM. So. I just have this weird feeling, like I feel like TT Esports should be having an advantage here, but is it really though? I mean, Dark Lady having that farm and Armadon being at 300 plus GPM seems pretty solid here. What was that? Did you see that? I don't even know if you're watching that, but Andromeda swapped Wretched Hack, actually blinked, and so the blink still worked. That didn't
it was the same frame occurrence.
Okay, yeah. That was a crazy blink. Anyways. But yeah, so what do you think? I mean, do you think either team really has an advantage here, or is it just really, you know, play better?
I think that TT Esports has the advantage in a team fight right now. I don't think they executed the last one as well as they would have liked to. However, it does not look like they're appearing to press it. I do think that the Hellborn team has the higher peak advantage. Within 10 minutes, I think we'll reach the crossover, and it'll become the point where TT Esports really needs to look to end the game. So I would not be surprised if TT Esports starts looking for a sense of urgency here and trying to kill some people.
Yeah, I mean, you see right there, they were definitely attempting to get the kill on a Polywog Priest, chasing him down, but Polywog Priest doing a good job of blinking away, and obviously you can tell the Hellborn side, they're very aware. Perhaps that's the strategy now going to start making up here from TT Esports. So play passive, play defensive, and you know, be aware where they are on the map at all times. And speaking of that, that's the first thing you look at when you talk about that. Look at the Ward of Sights, and similar to that Succubus game that we casted earlier, actually, against what Team It's Ghost, I believe it was. Look at these Ward of Sights from Black Fade. All near that middle. I mean, you got one in the Kongor pit, you got one in the middle lane, then you got one near the top rune. In the meantime, though, a jump actually happening. The Hex coming out of Corrupted Disciple. He's running around with a haste rune, though. Down goes Polywog Priest and Deadwood. And look at Corrupted Disciple in the midst of all. The conduit is channeling now as a result of with that Shrunken Head activated, just running on up. Now, he's taking a bit of damage, of course. Doesn't resist against physical. So he needs to be careful for that. But, oh my god, will just tear up Torture right there. The conduit at 5 charges. He's hitting for 275 maximum damage. And it is still going. Armadon gets caught with the Hellflower, actually. The Glacial Downpour and Smackdown will go to the ground. And it looks like TT Esports is getting a dominating position right now.
That all started from Leon Black's amazing pick off of Polywog Priest. Polywog was not able to do anything that fight, and that really scattered the foes. They were running around like headless chickens thereafter.
Yeah, that was huge for TT Esports, and now not only get the secondary tower, but they're going to start applying pressure to the base tower. You're going to an Armadon, excuse me, who's can't buy back. He's still dead for another 35 seconds. So it is a 5 versus 4, or will be soon, obviously 5 seconds resurrection. But they're not going to really force it. Instead, they're going to fall back again. Kongor is up, but choosing to just fall back, clean up the jungle, and go back to farm. So
yeah, they're going to take this time to try to establish some map control. You see that ward dropped very deep into the Kongor pit by Witalawa, fully realizing that this entire section is very well warded by BxF.
Yeah. What do you think about those 3 wards, by the way, though, in the middle lanes I was just going to over before that fight? I mean, from our Hellborn team here,
They were trying to establish a Kongor attempt. They did go in there and throw a few hits off. However, they were kind of scared back.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. I still do think that TteS eSports is by far the stronger team right now as far as a 5-on-5 team fight.
Yeah. See Andromeda trying to do some counter warding. The Vision of War, and now she's going to take some smacks from Kongor while she runs away, so we'll be fine, but obviously being effective in that sense with the counter wards at the top lane. Some ports going out here from our Legion side, and again, though, back to farm we go. Corrupt Disciple, yeah, 3,600 gold saved up, so his next out of a choice in the near future. And I'm looking around the board. So you know what else we can find around here. And, you got, well, 4,000 gold saved up on KS, who once again just pooling up that massive amounts of gold here for our Hellborn side. So there's a Geometer's being finished, by the way, on Corrupt Disciple. So he splits it up. So as you stated, went the Frostburn first and then splitting up into Geometer's Bane. You think he's going to finish that Frosted Skull? Makes sense here?
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense here. Makes him even that much more beefy and slows people a bit more. So what's more interesting here is I think that there's not really been any HP purchased on the Torture, the Andromeda, or the Polywog. And as I say, that Polywog does pick up a Mighty Blade, but all 3 of those heroes can pretty much get instantly killed by that Deadwood. Especially when it happens to your Polywog and he doesn't even drop his wards, that's not good.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times, actually, where he's either getting distracted with his wards, not the best place because of the distraction, or just gets taken out before he can even do it. So, yeah, but with the Mighty Blade pickup, he does around 1,200 life now, but still, if he gets caught in a Rotten Grasp Falcon Punch combination, I mean, he's still probably going to die. So, Armadon is trying to take out these ancient stacks here with the triple stack, but realizing that the Legion team is nearby, so needs to play careful. Dark Lady getting caught right here. The Falcon Punch comes out, and Dark Lady dropping half-life. Probably not going to be a kill, but she is going to try to extract away. Now going to pour. Oh, she avoided the Fissure Stone, but it's not going to happen. The Mini Stun comes out, and Dark Lady in a lot of trouble using that cover of darkness right there. An Invisible Rune! Corrupt Disciple destroys it before she can pick it up. Dark Lady goes down. Great job by Slicks right there, making sure to snipe it right before she can get it.
What a heads-up play there from Slicks. And a great pickoff from Deadwood.
Yeah.
Extremely heads-up and clutch thinking there with the tree throw. He had to grab one and then throw it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So very, very smart heads up on his part now. And again, it's a very smart play by Slicks, but to be honest, I still think, obviously, with a fade time, possibly would have died, but hey, you made sure with the kill on it right there. Just very smart play, so.
Keizu actually electing to buy back before they go into the base. So it goes to show they don't even want to bait an engagement here. They just don't want to fight this other team.
Yeah.
So electing to buy back, saying, hey, dude, I'm alive. We have 5. Don't come in. This is my house.
Yeah, so. Now, he has a Snake Bracelet purchase as well. So Wingbow going to be the item of choice here. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it really shows that he thinks that Slicks is the main threat on the Legion team, and I think he's very right about that.
Agree with you wholeheartedly, and he's realizing now too that he's might maybe getting caught out here, so he's going to go buy Homecoming Stones and will pour it out sooner than later probably, and well, maybe, I mean, he's going to hide in here. He does have his team incoming, so they're going to maybe try to catch them off guard, actually. In comes a Taint Soul, and here we go. Dark Lady jumps in onto Deadwood. In comes the Fissure Stone, though, stopping him. And Dark Lady needs to be careful. There's a swap from him, dropped at the last second. The Falcon Punch wasn't even used right there. I don't even know, but Deadwood, or excuse me, Corrupt Disciple will end up finishing Dark Lady right there as he chases them down. Andromeda looks like she will drop as well in the end. The wards are down for Polywog Priest, but Wretched Act able to get out of there. So now Deadwood and Glacius are dead for our Legion side. But 3 heroes are dead for our Hellborn team. The snipe on a Polywog Priest with the Fissure Stun. Not enough for the kill, but slowing him down a little bit. Now Armadon with his back turned, running away. Gonna try to port out. I believe he should be successful. Yes, he will. No stuns coming out. So we'll be fine. So once again, back and forth fight. But in the end, TT Esports coming out on top.
Yeah, they're going to get a tower out of this as well. And I got to give a lot of props to Bobo there. I don't know if it's intentional, but he canceled his first Fissure attempt and because he did that, the second one hit the Andromeda with the very tip, and the Andromeda was not able to come in with an early stun or an early swap.
Oh,
and you saw a lot of damage being taken because of that.
Yeah, though, definitely a delayed on that swap, and that no doubt then set up the kill if that's the case. So, Glacius, by the way, purchasing a Void Talisman right there. So, goes to show you, how important that physical damage is on this Hellborn team, especially with the Armadon and Dark Lady. And an item like Void Talisman will definitely take care of that. And obviously, Frostal Skull, I believe, or at least the Glowstone, was it full Frostal Skull? Yes, it was. So, Frostal Skull purchased on Corrupt Disciple, so now he has that as well. And the lead is starting to take its toll here. Now a 12,000 gold lead, 10,000 experience lead here in favor of TT Esports. Going to clean up some Ancients. Still no Kongor, though. We haven't seen a Kongor kill yet, I don't think, have we? So.
Yeah, and you know what else we're not going to see this game? We're not going to see Slicks die. I will literally eat my shorts if Slicks dies this game. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, he hasn't died a whole lot in this tournament. We were noticing that earlier, so.
Yeah, but between the Geometers, the Helm of the Black Legion, the Frostwolf Skull, and the Shrunken Head that he's only used twice, he's kind of proven that he's going to go the route of, I'm in your face, I'm doing pretty good damage over time, helped out by my conduit, but you're definitely not going to kill me.
Yeah, he is very difficult to kill, no doubt. So, and another thing about the Frostal Skull as well, you were talking about that earlier, obviously with the slow, and the attack speed's slow, and for a hero like Dark Lady, that can be very powerful against her, so.
Yep, I think a Savage Mace now completes his inventory, and he'll just run around killing everything.
And then he'll just be raffle stomping, so. That is the strategy in mind here, probably from our Legion team. Invisible Rune picked up by Wretched Axe, so going to see if she can find it. But, I mean, just look at the minimap right now. You see the Hellborn team. They're literally sitting in their base, just waiting to see the Legion team expose themselves. They do at the top side, so they're like, okay, we're good now. We can go out as a team and try to maybe farm some creep waves. Maybe go for a Kongor attempt a little bit. If they really feel confident. They are heading in that direction, so they're definitely spotted. I'm sure TT Esports is smart enough to realize that's a very likely possibility. So right away, the Hellborn team, oh no, Dark Lady in there, so Black Fade taking some risks here. I mean, you can argue that that's possibly what they need to do. Not going to go for a full commitment, though. And in the end, Kongor will just kind of batter them away. So Legion team makes their way over, though, but again, obviously not going to get there before Kongor, or before they fall back from Kongor, so.
Yeah, Kongor gets to feel the burn a little bit. Electric Tide obviously giving vision where it goes, so a very, very useful tool, not only for the damage, but for the information it gives.
Yeah, definitely. Dark Lady, speaking of her again, she's been sitting on that snake bracelet, still waiting to finish that wing bow of hers sooner than later. But that buyback, no doubt, put her behind a little bit in terms of getting it. And pulling back up the GPM chart, and we are starting to see a lot more of a difference now, especially with that Corrupt Disciple compared to Dark Lady. As this game has progressed, now at the 39.5-minute mark, you got a 547 gold per minute Corrupted Disciple, only 435 Dark Lady. I say only lightly, but yeah, again, comparing the two heroes. So now Corrupted Disciple kind of go behind the defensive tower right here, as well as a creep wave, and take it out using the Geometer's Bane with the assistance of Wretched Hag. So that is the last outer tower? Yes, it is. So no more outer towers remaining now for our BlackFade.org team. Are we going to see Kongor again? I keep going back to that.
Potentially. I also think they can just kind of, cock the mid and just take the game.
Yeah.
At this point, Corrupted Disciple can kind of run into the middle of everyone, start dancing around, slash dance a little bit, and take him out. And now he's got a double damage rune, so that's just straight up not fair. So they would probably take this Kongor in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, if they even, they're going to scout out a little bit. Obviously, want to make sure that no one's sticking around and maybe trying to ninja anything, but they are going to go for it as Leon Black setting himself up with the portal key. So kind of being sneaky right here. But yeah, you see Kongor dropping very quickly already. And Hellborn side, they know this is going on, but they're not going to stop it. But they can't. There's just they just don't feel too comfortable getting involved in the fight right now. They want to get the leg side into at least. Hope for the best. But we're going to see a Token of Life come out, most likely on Corrupted Disciple. In fact, there we go, picks it up immediately.
Yes.
And into the base we go.
Sorry, I was just, I thought about what I said earlier, and that's insurance for not having to eat my shorts, so.
Well, is it though? Technically he still dies. He just comes back to life.
Doesn't hurt his KD. Doesn't count.
All right, rules are rules, I guess. Well, he is. Look at these ballsy moves by him right here. He's just going right up into the base and not afraid of getting jumped on by any means. So a lot of damage coming in the middle tower. The wards are down from Polywog Priest very defensively there. So making a point that they're going to do their best to hold this off. And it looks like TT Esports says, all right, you made your point there. We're going to go ahead and fall back, take your jungle, and might as well even get further ahead once again. So Yeah, BxF, I mean, they're definitely just living life on a limb right now. It's very, very difficult. It will be very, very difficult for them to come back, it seems like. But
yeah, and I want to touch real quick on Watalaba. With that pickup of the Void Talisman, very, very smart pickup. Very good against both the Armadon and the Dark Lady. I honestly have been so tremendously impressed with his play. If Z-Freak was the unsung hero from the last DreamHack, this time it's got to be Watalaba for me.
Yeah.
His micro has been absolutely insane the entire tournament with his micro heroes in the jungle. He's been playing out of his mind.
yeah, he's been playing it very, very well, and also a great guy in general. Fun to talk to. So he's got the best of both worlds, I guess. Deep in the tower in the middle lane is dropping quickly. Gank the Disciple up. He applies the conduit to Armadon, so the charges again going to start stacking up right here. And he is hitting like a freaking tank already. 300 maximum damage. He gets jumped off by Dark Lady. Now he did use the Shrug Net. In comes Behemoth though. What a response from the Legion team. The Hellboy side is absolutely disintegrates. Polywalk Priest will go down. The double tap is finished. The concede vote goes out. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a third and final game here.
Slicks was 3Hing Hose at the end. Very, very powerful. And I really think with the sloppiness of the early engagements on TT Esports part, that it was the Corrupted Disciple that carried them through. You saw a lot of fights where there were a lot of exchanges either way until there was like Slicks and one other guy left facing against 3 or 4 dudes, and he would just pick up all the kills.
Yeah.
Just run in, Electric Tide, hit people a few times, and they just all die.
Hey, as you may have heard, guys, I think you might have switched the camera before, but as you may have heard, Immortal just happened for Slicks right there.
Oh.
So yeah, he actually got it before the official conceding came out. So he did officially get an Immortal that game. 16-0-10 is what he finished with. I mean, this guy is just, like I keep saying, and for very good reason. He really has been the MVP of this tournament. It's just really no question when it comes to my mind at least. So yet again, very dominating performance. But that means we're having a third and final game, and I couldn't be any happier because again, 2 very good teams going at it. You hope for a very good series, and we're definitely getting that here, it seems like. So
Absolutely. I think both teams are trying very interesting strategies. We've seen a Deadwood here.
Yeah.
We saw a Nighthound last game. Leon Black is really, really pulling some cards out of his pocket here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been some great, impressive play for TT Esports. But again, for Black Fade, they did win the first game, of course, and so that's why we're going to a third game. So we'll see what happens, guys. Definitely, it's going to be a great finish to this semifinals here. And then, after this next game, we're going to know what our grand finals is in terms of matchup. Fnatic Raycall playing the winner of this, competing for that portion of the $60,000 prize pool is on the line here. So
I am so excited, I could almost squeal.
Almost.
But no.
Not all the way, just almost.
It's not manly.
All right, though, guys, that is going to do it for this game here. Again, stay tuned, though. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our third and final game of the series. So once again, I was Breaking CBK. Joining me was Steve as a co-caster, and as always, well, stay tuned, guys. I'm so used to that. Anyway, stay tuned. We'll be coming back. Game 3 coming up next, guys. tuning into the DreamHack event. Welcome back. We are now ready, just about ready at least, to get into game number 3 here between blackfate.org and TteS eSports. I am excited for this. Cannot wait. Game number 3 is always too awesome. The winner of this will be going to the grand finals to play against Fnatic Raycall. Can you guys even hear me? I'm not even too sure.
I can hear you, but the in-game sound is really loud.
Yeah, the in-game sound is really loud. So, but anyways.
Yeah, I'm so excited. These two teams have given us an incredibly entertaining first 2 games. Slick's last game went no deaths again for the 4th time this tournament. 9 games, 4 games without any deaths against some of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal with that is. The dude's just on fire, MVP status. Before we actually get into the game, though, real quickly, we actually have a video that we want to show you guys, kind of introduce you to blackfate.org as a team. So here you go, check it out, and we'll be back with game number 3.
I'm SQQ. I'm playing Initiation/Solo.
I'm Smackdown and I play carries.
I'm Insania, I play junglers and support. I'm Insai, I play support and feed a lot.
You can't do that. I need a cool stop it.
Wow.
I'm Kenzo, I'm the draft and I play solo and carry.
We are blackfate.org. Blackfate.org started as like 5 friends scrimming and having fun. Later led on to being a serious team. DreamHack was really epic. Like the fact that it was only one team from EU qualifying just makes it so much bigger that you actually won it.
Just being here is super awesome. Like you cannot compare this to anything else. Like they have some small events, but this is just like so big. So many players, all of different games, and it's perfect to be here. So hyped about it. Gonna be legendary.
The competition is big. Every team is good. About the teams, they all have different play styles, so it's pretty interesting and hard to figure out what their weaknesses and what their strength is. But the competition is pretty big, so it's gonna be hard, but we're confident.
We've been scrimming a lot. We have some secret heroes that we've practiced a bit on Smurf accounts.
We haven't been to DreamHack so far, like with this team. This is the first time, and so we're all kind of hyped, and we're also a bit nervous, obviously, playing in front of like this huge audience. It's gonna be awesome, though. We're looking forward to it.
Representing EU is really big. I think EU is the region with the most good teams, so it was really big actually being able to win the EU one, showing that we're not just some team that just came together and just played some scrims, won some lucky tournaments, but actually a solid team that are gonna win DreamHack as well.
There's blackfate.org for you, so kind of a sneak peek, and behind the scenes a little bit to get to know the real blackfate.org team. So, with that said, though, the game has started. We're actually in the picking stage of the event, so we really got to get into the game now and get ready for game number 3, guys. Blackfate.org taking on TteS eSports. Again, the winner of this will qualify for the grand finals to face off against Fnatic Raycall. Diva, you excited?
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped as well. This is awesome that we're finally doing this. Obviously, as you can see, the picks are kind of developed here, so enough rambling on. Let's go ahead and see what we're dealing with. As far as the bans are concerned, we got Nymphora, Ophelia, Forsaken Archer, Electrician, Moraxis, Magnus, Pebbles, and Armadon. So look at the bans right here. Magnus being banned. We haven't seen him banned a whole lot throughout this tournament, but banned here in this game. Of course, Forsaken Archer once again, just like last game I believe it was. Respect for Slicks right there. Yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy. Any thoughts on the bans here?
The Electrician. I think that's a respect ban for Leon Black.
Yeah.
He plays a mean bottle electrician.
Very true. So yeah, other than that though, pretty solid bans overall. Now the picks are actually really interesting because look at the first pick over there on TteS eSports. I believe this is the first time that I can recall where we get to see Tundra being played here, and because it's just been banned every single game. But TteS eSports gets their hands on Tundra, and they followed up with Glacius and Parasite, so already a very aggressive team in the making. But Tundra, man.
Yeah, it's an extremely powerful hero, not only for the information that he's able to offer with Bird, but because of his heavy initiation. He's really able to focus down a hero really, really fast with his teammates because he can, get a portal key if he wants to, and use that avalanche to really isolate a target for destruction.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome hero. So we'll see who ends up playing over here for our TteS eSports team. But how about that? Look at the lineup over there for TteS eSports. They follow it up with Jeraziah Dark Lady. So Once again, going with the Dark Lady, going with Jeremiah. And again, I made this point, DreamHack Winter. We saw this combination ran by Frenetic Array. Slicks was on the Dark Lady. I forgot actually was playing the Jeremiah, but
Jabba Wabba.
Was it Jabba Wabba? That great individual. The Null Stone on Dark Lady, they got the Protector Charm, and he just took over the game. And they couldn't do anything to him. He just tore them a new one. So I love seeing that here once again here for our Hellborn side. And that's a powerful team over there on the Hellborn team.
That is dead scary.
Yeah.
It's very different from what they went with last game. Last game, they went with a pretty early mid-game aggression lineup. This game, they're going to look for the Dark Lady to carry it very late. But the Tundra should offer them a lot of support early game as far as controlling the map goes.
Yeah, so I'm loving the lineup over there. Apparently, we are going to have a remake, though, guys. So it's just really quickly. It will be the same heroes, of course, but apparently my nuts with raiding up on Tundra. They actually wanted to switch it around a little bit. So the Swede raided up on Tundra, as he put it. But yeah, so I'm going to switch things up here, so we'll have the remake. No big deal, though. The final pick over here for BxF, well, actually their whole lineup, I guess. Might as well go over it. So they went with Polywalk Priest, Aluna, Bubbles, Tempest, and then Mage Bane. So we got a good old classic Mage Bane versus Dark Lady battle here in this game. So do you think that means, should we expect a 50-plus minute game here? Or?
I think that we can expect that, but really what I'm more interested in than those two heroes are the 4 heroes of each team surrounding them.
Yeah.
You look at the Legion team, they have so much powerful initiation. If they can do a really good job of roaming around with 4 while Mage Bane rights farms, they're going to be well in the money here.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this game plays out as a result of that. So we'll have to wait and see, but obviously now going to have to wait for the remake to happen before we can get into the actual game and that we're so excited for. Again, game number 3, always awesome to be casting these games because anything can happen. And when you have 2 very, very evenly matched teams going on, I think that's safe to say they are, especially with what we've seen so far. It really is anyone's game. I mean, will it be Black Fade? Will they be the newcomers that come into this tournament, especially the competitive scene recently, and make a splash in the scene with a finals performance? Or will it be TteS eSports, somewhat kind of returning to the finals? So
yeah, and I just want to touch back a little bit on the video that the production team created, and we saw just a bit ago.
Yeah.
These 2 teams that we're seeing play right now are 2 of the nicest groups of people I've ever met.
Yeah.
I had the great opportunity to hang out with them a little bit yesterday, as well as having breakfast with both teams this morning. They are truly and well humble.
Yeah.
A lot of teams let their success get to them, but you have Black Fade, extremely humble in a group of individuals, even after they beat Fnatic. They give a lot of credit to their opposition. They give it where it's due, and TteS eSports cannot say enough about Shinx and how well he manages that team, as well as just how down-to-earth they all are, from Slicks all the way down to Italaba.
100% agree, 100% agree. And we definitely got to see that. In fact, when we were doing the interview, or I was doing the interview with Bobo from TteS eSports earlier on the day, you could tell, I mean, he got so excited at the point where he sort of like stumbling over his words and he started laughing. I was like, yeah, that's true emotion right there. So it really is, they're just excited to be here. They love the opportunity that they got. They really do appreciate it. And, it just makes it that much better. So it looks like, though, we are back into the game, and both teams just about ready up to go. So we are going to see the swapping things around. And sure enough, it is going to be Watalaba playing that Tundra. And my nuts are going to be playing the Jeremiah instead. So swapping it up a little bit right there. But, yeah, that dangerous Dark Lady Jeremiah combination. Do you think we're going to see a Null Stone early on here, or you expect to see the Rune Cleaver build on Dark Lady?
I think the Rune Cleaver is going to be pretty mandatory here, as she will be looking to more or less race with that Mage Bane. There will be a very mono-y-mono kind of atmosphere going into this. Who's going to outcarry who? And I do want to touch on the swap a little bit that we did remake for. I think it's a great thing that they remade for that because with Talaba, like I touched on earlier, incredible micro, and Minut's incredible decision-making. And Jeremiah is all about decision-making, knowing when to apply that protective charm and when to use the inner light and when to use the Soul's Blessing.
Yeah.
You see a team like Fnatic putting that hero on Hani because he's amazing at making decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very strong point there. So my nuts, we'll see how he performs in this game. He's going to be at the top lane here, going the Hatchet Iron Buckler build, so he'll be in that soul lane at top. You got Tundra, of course, in the middle lane. No surprise there, and that means the bottom lane, Dark Lady Glacius with a Parasite going to be playing in the Legion jungle, it looks like. So apparently there's some loud noises going on over there for the 2 teams. So there's obviously a lot of boosts around them and everything. It is a huge event after all. It's not just this tournament. So, but again, that goes back to the matter of this is a LAN event.
And it's hopping. This place is really hopping.
Yeah, we've got some more pumping behind us, it sounds like. I mean, it is getting later on. It's about 10 p.m. Local time, so obviously that's when things get started with the parties and whatnot. So
yeah, they were playing a lot of Korean pop earlier as well.
They really?
I know something that Moon Meander really appreciates and something I absolutely despise, but wonder if we're going to have like a K-pop band come over here and sing about Bubble 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 Pop.
Bubble Pop, that's an awesome song.
Yeah.
Very catchy. Don't play that. So anyways, obviously sitting in a pause here apparently. I don't know if it's that noise that they're actually kind of just hoping to tone down a little bit to somehow, or maybe computer issue. I don't know, but it looks like.
All right, let's get it on.
All right, let's go, I guess.
Let's get that on.
My game sounds a little bit loud there. I apologize. Hopefully we can get that adjusted there. But anyway, so. But you do see, again, the Dark Hoodie Glacius lane combination going to be down here. Of course, Parasite in that jungle, in the Legion jungle, mind you. So, yeah, Leon Black going to be playing very aggressive here. Again, we love to see that from our Parasite players. Yeah, we'll see. Are you surprised to see Leon Black in the Legion jungle?
No, I think it's a great move here. Parasite on Hellborn side has very, very difficult outlets. He's really only got the one. But on Legion, he can go through middle or bottom for ganking. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them ward behind the tower there if he is indeed going to stay in that jungle.
Yeah. Tempest obviously at the top lane, but he's going to be denying the creep initially for our Mage Bane Aluna lane. Going to be coming up here at the top side. But yeah, Tempest going to go back to the jungle now, or the well, I should say, for some regen, and we'll head to the jungle. Polywalk Priest going to be mid, as you were talking about. Of course, Bubbles at the bottom lane. So that's how things are setting up right now for both of these teams. So to say the least, it's pretty obvious that, well, our two melee carries going to be getting some good farm. And I wonder, do you think either side was planning on matching it up against the other, or was it just a case of they both wanted to be, you know, in that 2 versus 1 matchup here when it came to the Dark Lady and the Mage Bane?
It's hard to say for sure. I'm pretty sure that they knew what was going to happen and that they're just kind of going, all right, I'll play Hello Kitty over here and you play kind of like Farmville over there.
Hello Kitty and Farmville.
I do think Mage Bane's going to have the better of it because Jerzai is a melee hero. He's going to have a very hard time surviving this Aluna's harassment and the just mana burn hits from Mage Bane as he levels up as well.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Bubbles is a ranged hero, can put in some hits and can try to deny and just mess with the last hitting in general.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And, you know, it is Bubbles after. And this is something he's always used to. We see this lineup matchup all the time with him. So not as much for Jerzai. It's really unfortunate for him. Very good point to bring up there again. Minus playing the Jerzai. We'll see how he recovers. But Mage Bane and Dark Hoodie, as you said, playing their Hello Kitty missions. They'll have a good time when it comes to their farm. So definitely expect more of a passive game here in the earlier on stages. You know, you got your 2 jungles, and obviously Tempest being in here with Parasite nearby, that can tend to be annoying. But for now, not too big of a deal. We do see a little bit of a diving going on here at the bottom lane. Actually, Bubble's taking a bit of damage, but we'll be fine. But yeah, some early harassment coming out from our Hellborn side. But I guess it's safe to say, I mean, don't expect any too much action here early on, Diva.
I think if any action is going to happen, Parasite's going to be the catalyst for it. So we'll go ahead and see what he does here, whether he's going to focus more on harassing the Tempest from farming up, or whether he's going to look to engage in some action here.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on middle lane real fast. Tundra picking up a cold shoulder. Love that maneuver. I love people who get cold shoulder. It's such a great distance closer, especially against ranged characters like Polywog.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been seeing, we actually talked about that, I believe it was yesterday, maybe earlier today, I don't even know, but just all blending together. But yeah, Zuri was actually bringing that up too, how Cold Shoulder is definitely a very popular skill build lately on our Tundra players for good reason, as you're kind of pointing out right there. It's just a great closer in that sense. You see right there, actually, he was using it for some more harassment on the Polywog Priest, getting a near kill even. But it's just also some great assisted damage as well. So we do see a lot more Tundra players lately definitely going for that build. I know Moon Meander, a very popular one. He's definitely one of the ones that initially started to use it, it seemed like, and it kind of seems like it is kind of the go-to from here on out. So, but yeah, Polywog Priest versus Tundra here in the middle lane. Do you think Polywog Priest should have the advantage, or are you surprised to see why do I keep saying Tundra doing so well here in the middle lane?
I'm not surprised at all. Tundra is a very devastating middle 1v1 laner, and that's part of what makes him so damn powerful and why he's banned so frequently.
Yeah.
He's got that cold shoulder that, like you said, it's assisted damage as well. He jumps on someone, it does not consume his attack cooldown, so it does his attack damage with a cold shoulder.
Yeah.
Then it gets a free attack in, so it's like a double attack, and it's in your dome, free piercing shards, double hit.
Yeah. So, for now, though, only 3.5 minutes in, but speaking of taking a closer look at that, you got your 16-2 Tundra against a 9-2 Polywalk Priest. So yeah, no doubt Witalaba here on that Tundra doing a very good job. You see the top lane, Jeremiah taking a bit of harassment again. I'm sure that Mana Combustion doing some work right there from Mage Bane. You do see some creep pulling going on though. Jeremiah trying to come in here and maybe get a last hit or two on these creeps, trying to get any type of gold farm and experience. He actually runs into a Luna, and he's even going all the way over to Mage Bane. So he's not afraid of necessarily dying here. And probably for good reason, probably won't, but definitely a lot of harassment coming out. But yeah, again, continuing to be very difficult for him as expected. Only those 4 creep kills. Mage Bane, on the other hand, being played by Kizu, of course, 24 and 10 currently. So very good start for him, but he is behind that Dark Lady, who's at 27 and 18 actually. So Dark Lady being played by Slicks, winning the early creep score battle.
Yeah, I forgot that it was Slicks on Dark Lady when I made my earlier prediction. And you actually see the Bubbles not really out CSing the Jeremiah at all. They're actually tied at 5-1 CS each. So very good job of the Glacius helping out this Dark Lady, allowing this Bubble no room to breathe, really.
Yeah. Yeah, not giving him much of a chance right there. So we do constantly see, in fact, right now he's all the way back at the tower, and the lane's pushed up halfway. So
in middle, Tundra picked up a DD, cold shouldered and attacked the Polywalk and took 40% of his life bar.
Jeez, yeah. Is that going to be going off cooldown soon? Because if it is, he already has it ready to go. So Polywalk Priest needs to be definitely very careful right here. But there we go, the cold shoulder. In comes the Piercing Shroud's going to come out. One more protection, do it in, but no, Polywalk Priest with the Hex. Able to buy the time to get away, but just as you were saying, that is ridiculous with that double damage and how much damage he can actually put out with it. Nearly getting the Bloodlust kill, but will not get it. However, still accomplished something in the sense now Polywalk Priest has to go all the way back to base. And Tundra hits level 6, and he's going to get some free farm here in the middle lane.
Yeah, and that's not the Polywalk was really holding out for probably another 100 or so gold before he went back, because now he cannot buy his red booties and the teleport scroll back. And then you see he sacrifices the booties for now to pick up the scroll.
Yeah, both Mage Bane and Dark Lady here early on getting those steam boots, of course. But as you see on the GPM chart, Dark Lady the slight advantage over him. Dark Lady actually going to the jungle right here. Oh, he's going to run into the creeps actually, using the Taint Soul on a Tempest. They're going to go for a kill opportunity, but the Glacial Blast will stop that in his place. And it looks like Dark Lady will be the one turning around and running away as well. Glacius also took a lot of damage right there. Shells are coming in from Bubbles. A couple of auto attacks going to be pretty powerful right here. Polywalk Priest running in. Not going to get close enough, though, and it looks like Glacius should be fine for now, but another Shell Serve up in 5 seconds. There's a freeze. Will LesQQ keep chasing it? It looks like he's gone it. He really wants to blood us all, but he goes the wrong direction. Blind again. He doesn't have map pack like we do, so Glacius will be fine. So, long chase there, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really, really scared for the Glacius, especially when Slicks went charging away and said, kind of, peace, bro, good luck.
Have fun. I'm going back to farm.
Yeah, fortunately for him, made it out alive, made it out to walk slowly back to base, and very depressingly make it back to lane with no more items than before.
Yeah, playing a support role like that, it's got to be difficult, not going to lie.
Watch your middle here. Tundra's invisible with level 6.
Avalanche ready to go. If he can find that opportunity. I mean, will he need assistance? I feel like he kind of would.
Maybe Glacius will teleport middle now that he's back home anyway.
Yeah, there you go. There's the port coming in. So Avalanche coming up in the near future. Oh, look at Polywalk Priest, man. Definitely feeling something up. I don't know if it's case of him being gone for so long, but backing up as soon as that port was happening. I don't think he had vision.
Well, he has no vision. So that's the thing. That's maybe why he's so scared. There's no vision for the Legion team right now.
So good presence of mind on his part. Jeremiah in the meantime at the top lane. A lot of damage coming out. You see that Mana Combustion and just how powerful it is. Burn a good chunk of his mana right there. And he doesn't even have enough mana for Inner Light now. So he does get that one level into Righteous Aura, though. So, of course, getting that slow aura right there. Very effective tool to have. So Tundra, no kill coming out for him. But still no blood. Let's go with that set. We're now 7.5 minutes in. Again, I can't say I'm too surprised. It's kind of expected with this game and the matchup that we have with these two teams and the heroes that we have picked by either side. But a little unfortunate that no kills happening just yet. But, hey.
Yeah, and touching a little bit on the aura, the Righteous Aura that you talked about earlier, it's going to be a very, very effective movement speed swing.
Sorry, but we maybe have some wheels of mana riff on Jeremiah. Gonna barely stay alive, though. In comes the Avalanche. Mage Bane blinked behind, but the Bloodlust kill gonna come out into a Luna right there. Will Mage Bane blink back in? No, he will not. That'll be the smart decision. Oh, he needs to be careful. Dark Blades, maybe. If he gets Dark Blade, no, he's going to blink away in time. Charging Strike's not going to hit, but this tower going to be massively pushed. Now, a big deal right there was Jeremiah actually was about to heal initially to do some damage on the opposition right there, but he got mana burn once, and he ran out of mana to do so. So I thought that would have been a deal breaker right there, but it ended up working out pretty well for a Hellborn side.
Absolutely. And we see them taking down the tower now. Some teleports and great stun from Luna.
In comes TteS as well as Bubbles on protective charm applied, of course, but he's running into his own creeps. Not going to be able to get away. The creep blocking not helping Charizard right there. So all 5 heroes so from BxF coming to the top lane. Want to make a point that they're not going to let this be easy here for TT Esports.
Yeah, that was a great job of them to deny that tower, not surrendering that, not giving them that advantage and that morale boost.
Yeah,
and going back to the Righteous Aura, what this means in this game in which both teams have a melee carry, movement speed is of the essence. Like we saw last game, Frostburn being picked up on the Dark Lady on Keizu because he wants the movement speed. It's all about chasing.
Yeah.
And while the majority of the game is going to be played based around the initiation power of the Legion team, later on when they do get farmed, that chasing is going to be massively hurt for the Mage Bane because of that aura, and it's going to be massively helped for the Dark Lady.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very, very strong point to bring out, especially when it's that level 4 mark. I mean, that's a powerful aura. I mean, what is it? It's 28%, right? At level 4, I believe. Yes, it is. So 28% movement slow that you got to deal with, and will be very, very useful for our Dark Lady, of course. So speaking of Dark Lady, and kind of comparing her to Mage Bane, again, the GPM still pretty solid favorite for Dark Lady, and the Life 2 picked up as well as the Mage Bane, but a little bit more gold, of course, for our Dark Lady currently. So I see that Iron Buckler on Mage Bane. Obviously, you know, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be out with the Black Legion, but because I had that from earlier on. But still, it's worth noting that it's a possibility. I mean, would you be surprised to see him with the Black Legion here? Or?
I would not if they're going to go with a conscious decision that, hey, look, guys, we've got a Tempest, we've got a Bubbles, we've got a Polywog Priest and a Luna. Let's try to force some early to mid engagements that we don't think that the other team will be ready for.
Yeah.
However, it's very difficult to do that against the Jeremiah. He's just such a powerful defensive hero. If you push his tower and you try to dive in them at all, he's just going to shut you down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's Soul's Blessing. And then you're like, well, it's crap. Will definitely happen. So Tundra going to come into the middle lane and help clean up in the creep wave. I see the tower taking a little bit of damage right there, but still out of deny range, so going to be fine. But so we'll keep an eye on that for that Mage Bane. I believe, yeah, Sustainer was, though, purchased on at Dark Lady, so sure enough. No, still not 100% certain, but very likely, I do think that the Rune Cleaver makes a lot of sense here, especially considering he is farming against that Mage Bane like you're bringing up earlier. So I love Glacius's items, by the way. The Revelation and then 2 mana potions. The great bitch ward supports build. That's what happens. So
at least they're arranged in a very, very cool manner.
Yeah, it's all on the left-hand side, or I guess with that, it looks funny. But yeah, so Glacius doing the best that he can with what he's got. Of course, for Jeremiah, that Ring of Sorcery coming up here. He's doing his best to work on that. Talisman of the Exile picked up. A little bit of a push though here at this bottom lane. Are those level 4 elementals? It looks like they are. So level 4 elementals are out here from TteS. And we're going to see a lot of damage start taken on this tower. So far, 3 heroes are here for our Hellborn team. So not going to be an easy push by any means. And in fact, they will start falling back as the next creep wave is approaching. So not by any means a full commitment as TteS ports middle. And it looks like he'll continue to farm himself. But of course, he does have his own Ring of Sorcery and actually Steam Boots in the work here for our TteS player. Polywog Priest as well. Speaking of Polywog Priest, yeah, his farm again hasn't been the greatest. He was actually struggling against Tundra, remember. He was farming around 218 gold per minute though, with the Striders early on to go with this bottle. So we'll see where he goes from here.
Yeah, Portal, as usual, Portal Key, a very key item in this game. It'll be very interesting to see if and when the Polywog Priest picks one up, the Bubbles, the Tempest, and the Tundra. I think an early pickup of Portal Key on the Tundra can really, really allow them to control the game enough such that the Dark Lady has an advantage.
Yeah. Man, Dark Lady, we've seen her so much this tournament. That's a funny thing to bring up because, again, I've always seen it, not to take credit or anything, but I've always seen Dark Lady as such a powerful hero, and, you know, kind of wonder why we didn't see as much. We do have action, though, picking up. Avalanche was canceled right there from Tundra. There goes the Piercing Shards, actually, and a Luna, no, somehow stays alive. Tundra did not want to dive, probably the correct decision, but Luna ends up surviving as a result. So you see the comments coming out as, apparently, again, I'm guessing that's something to do with sound, or sound around them and whatnot, but again, that's just part of the environment. Unfortunately, as we see right here, more initiation coming out. Nice tongue down on Dark Lady, but the Avalanche going to follow it up. And down goes right there on to TteS. Polywog Priest, the Soul's Blessing coming out. So nothing that the Legion team's going to be able to do right now. Just the physical damage. Polywog Priest will fall. So the tower dive is success here for our Hellborn side. As Mage Bane, of course, is going to blink away. Oh, wow, right there. Bubbles got picked off. A little bit too close to the inner light. And Minouts on Jeremiah will pick up another kill. So big fight right there coming out from TT Esports. And now they're going to push this middle tower, so.
Yeah, hopefully that the noise that they're experiencing did not distract and break the communication for that fight, because that was an absolutely massive team fight win for TT Esports, taking that tower and getting that much gold for the Tundra, who now can afford a portal key if he wants. So that is a massive, massive. That is going to dictate the pace of the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 2,300 gold, so he is heading back to base right now. We'll see if he indeed does purchase that portal key. I think well, it could be a puzzle box. Wouldn't be too surprised to see that here in this game. I think the mana burn could prove to be very useful, but we'll see as we're going to have about the pause here from TT Esports, however, so we'll see what the issue is currently. Not sure what that was. But anyways, Helm of the Black Legion, by the way, was finished on Magebane, so he chose to go that route. You know, we were bringing that up earlier, you know, whether or not that the Life Tube was going to be turned into a Rune Cleaver. And sure enough, it's actually Helm of the Black Legion, so you were talking about that, making a conscious effort perhaps to make the point that we're going to kind of take these team fights to you and feel strong on doing so. I don't know, though, after that last fight that we saw.
Right, I think it comes back to his teammates, his 4 teammates. For them to take these team fights to the other team, they have to out-portal key the other team. They got to out-HP the other team. With the amount of gold that went into TT Esports' hands in that last fight, I do not see that happening. I don't think that the Polywog, the Bubbles, and the Tempest, unless there's a mistaken positioning from TT Esports, are going to be able to get that execution and the initiation that they would want to do.
Yeah. Well, we'll see again, hopefully, shortly here. Hope this pause doesn't last too long. How that works out here for our Legion team, but look at the gold being pulled up all around. We mentioned Tundra already, of course, at 2,300 gold, but even Dark Lady, 2,100 gold himself, so very close, obviously, to that Rune Cleaver. Matter of needing really just about 250 more gold or so. In fact, cleaning up a creep camp right here, a little bit of stacking going on, so should be able to pick up the 2 broadswords and finish the Rune Cleaver as soon as he does that. So right now, it seems like our Hellborn team and TT Esports, pretty comfortable spot, but again, we're still very early on in this game, so for Blackfade, plenty of time to recover. And you know, you made the point earlier too, portal key is very important in this game all throughout for both teams, especially this Legion team. I think that Tempest and Bubbles could really use one, and even Polywog Priest, of course. So what do you think about Tempest not going for portal key next? Do you think going for straight up a Shrunken Head? No, probably not, actually. That would be kind of silly here. No, look at the Hellborn team, but
I think when you are facing against a Jerizaya, you need to have a gotcha moment of some sort. You know, they do have a Bubbles and they do have a Polywog to the point where, okay, maybe we don't need you to jump on him, but if you do have a portal key and we can jump on the Jerizaya and either morph him or silence him, you can follow up with that ultimate and make sure that they're not all sitting invulnerable to melee, to physical damage, and one of them is immune to magic as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, Astrolabe obviously tends to be a popular pickup too, depending on the situation for some Tempest players, so we'll see where Insania decides to go. But yeah, the reason why I brought up Shrunken Head, that I'm like, maybe not, you know, even with Shrunken Head, you still have both a Avalanche and a Silence even from the Face Hug that can be used to cancel that, so probably not the most, not necessarily something you should be rushing, I guess is what I'm getting at. It still could be very powerful, but eventually later on, but
yeah, what's very interesting here is Umzai on the Aluna, who usually does so well with getting, you know, at least some level of farm, getting some items throughout the game, snagging some kills with that power throw. He does have the only kill for his team this game, but he does not even have little red booties yet.
Yeah, he is struggling, not as much as Glacius, but he is definitely struggling.
That is true, but Glacius does have his little booties on that little flying courier, flying that out to him, saying, "Get on my level."
Never
to
mind.
The Aluna.
Yeah, that means Glacius winning this battle here. In fact, look at the GPM, 110 to 109. So
it's, you know,
it's epic.
Get on his level.
Why do we care about Magebane versus Dark Lady? It's like Glacius versus Aluna.
That's the real matchup.
Way more exciting. Yeah, fun. I'll go through the different charts right here. The damage chart early on. Tundra doing quite a bit, 26% damage overall. Only 14 minutes in. That's still so very early, of course. But it looks like we are coming back here now in this game. So here we go. Again, game number 3 here. Blackfade versus TT Esports. The winner of this will join Fnatic Raycall in the grand finals for the DreamHack event. Chance to compete for that $60,000 prize pool at the Dream Arena. Live, it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to do that. But first, we need to find, of course, who they're playing. So Right now, TteS eSports looking to be in the better spot, but again, we're still very early on in this game. And whenever you're dealing against a mage bane in general, you do not want to consider yourself too comfortable by any means. And a nice tower push right there coming out of the pause from BxF, actually. So that's going to help mage banes farm a little bit even.
Yeah, and you brought up the puzzle box option for the Tundra, and it looks like that is the option he's going to go with his 2,400 gold, opting to go the puzzle box route over the portal key.
Yeah, you know, I was bringing that up because against a hero like mage bane, it's kind of underrated, but if you can manage to mana burn him all the way down, you know, if he's trying to, you know, obviously get into those team fights, preventing him from porting away, that could be very, very powerful. Now, he does have a mana battery, which is very smart for him, of course, and for if he does happen for whatever reason to be nearly out of mana, using that will get him that couple of charges to get enough mana back to blink, hopefully.
But at the same time, jumping on the mage bane with a portal key and using that avalanche on him could be just as powerful.
True. Very, very true. So we'll see. We'll see how much of an impact.
Whoa. Minut's
What's
using his protective charm there on a creep.
Oh, wow.
So
that's unfortunate. We do see initiation, though, coming up. Mage Bane actually jumping into the midst of that. Oh, Mage Bane using that mana rift right there, and down goes Tundra. So one player already dead. Parasite in the front lines. Not sure what he's doing all the way up there. And Parasite also gets picked off. So it looks like sloppy play coming out from TteS eSports almost, and BlackFade.org will completely capitalize now as Mage Bane in the front lines. All 5 of them still alive, and they still have a Soul's Blessing from Jeremiah. There's the Protected Charm. In comes the Cover Darkness. The Tempest on the mid, but the Soul's Blessing right before the Avalanche comes out onto Insania, and Insania will fall to the ground again. The Cover of Darkness is still up. You have to keep that in mind. That's such a huge ability right now in this team fight. You see the port away from Bubbles, but I think it's just going to be too much. You see that slow R from Jeremiah. We talked about that earlier on. It's level 4, and that nuke with the heal finishes him off. Clean up for TteS eSports right there at the bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw the power of the protective charm there on Dark Lady. Because he burned the protective charm earlier, I'm pretty sure he was meaning to use his heal bomb instead. The Dark Lady wasn't able to fight. They got 2 heroes picked off and just kind of died. Yeah. Then again, you know, the second time around there was no ultimates for the Legion team. But other than the Black Hole or the Elemental Void.
Echo Tempest Ultimate. Yeah, that was a solid Tempest Ultimate, but like I said, the fact that they got the Soul's Blessing off right before too is pretty good. Oh my god, Tundra! Wow! I was watching that whole time. I was like, yeah, there's no way he's going to die. Oh, never mind, he's dead. These dragons, you need to be careful against these things. They actually burst pretty quickly, especially when they're triple stacked like that. So, oops on Tundra's part right there. So, how big of a deal is that? Is that really a big deal, dying to neutral creeps like that? I mean, I guess
it sucks because he loses gold. He's got to be respawning right now. He did use money for a buyback, which was an amazing buyback. It really helped them to accomplish what they did in that team fight. But, yeah, it's not good. I wonder if he, you know, kind of just spaced out for a minute, didn't really think they'd do that much damage to him, or if he was, like, distracted by something.
Yeah,
like a pretty Swedish girl.
Yeah. Very possible. Very possible. But, yeah, that's unfortunate for Watalwa right there. You know, Diamody's back up now, so what's done is done. The embarrassing moment is over. Let's move on with our lives. This top lane, you see Jeremiah and Bubbles are not Bubbles. Parasite is up here, kind of protecting it a little bit, pushing back the creep wave, but yeah, I mean, you mentioned that, though. Yeah, Tundra, of course, with that buyback in the last fight, it was very, very well bought back because without him having that avalanche there, that may have been a little bit different. So they're going to do a little bit of a chase here. Tundra going back towards those Ancients, so despite dying to them, he's ready to go back towards them. But Luna sniping out the Shiver right there, realizing that was giving Tundra the vision that he needed, and will be fine. Mage Bane, oh, yeah, I blinked so well. I was going to say that face not going to be coming out soon, but he's able to blink away just before it happens. So he will be fine. 2,700 gold on Mage Bane right here. Look at this. As I say that, Firebrand is purchased. So Geometer's being possibly in the making. Well, maybe Frostburn, I guess. So let's get too ahead of ourselves. But another Sustainer on Dark Lady. So we're going to see that Nullstone now.
Yeah, I think so.
That's very powerful with that Jeremiah as we keep going back to. We do see a fight coming in, though. The Cover of Darkness once again coming out, though, from Dark Lady. And you can just totally tell. You see them completely packing off, scattering out a little bit as if they can't see anything. Well, because they can't. Mage Bane blinks in, but obviously they already get away. So good heads up there from our Dark Lady player. But
yeah, that ultimate is just so damn powerful. I talk a lot about the headless chicken syndrome. That ultimate creates the headless chicken syndrome. Even in the most disciplined, most experienced players, you just don't know what the hell is going on. This game is so founded on information that when you take it away, you're kind of like, what game am I playing again?
Yeah, it's the sight, very, very important. Any competitive player will tell you that when it comes down to it. Big tower push, though, coming here from the top lane at BxF. It's going to be an easy tower kill for them. And that is the last outer tower, or the first tower, I should say, that has been destroyed now in favor of BxF. So the gold gap is getting very, very close now. Only an 1,800 gold lead in favor of Hellborn team. However, it's still 6,000 experience lead for them. So that's a big thing to keep in mind there. And then, you know, we are seeing a lot of level 2 ultimates as a result of that. Dark Lady needs to get away at the bottom lane. Shelter pointing from Bubbles. He's going to kill field. There comes that kill field. Polywar Priest catches the wall. And Dark Lady very likely going to fall right here. So an excellent pick happening from BxF. And in fact, there we go. As Watalaba actually gets a kill himself. But KZ got the kill right there. But Watalaba actually picks up a kill up top here onto a Luna. So not nearly as good, but still. Kill's a kill, but yeah, big pick on a Dark Lady at the bottom lane.
And
here.
they will deny that tower as well. So amazing play. What they did there is they got Slicks thinking they're not going to come because they took that tower and Slicks backed off immediately going, okay, they're going to stop me from taking this tower. But then it became a will they or won't they kind of thing as they moved on to the second tower. So he came forward to Prado a little bit more, and by the time he saw the teleports coming in, it was way too late because they coordinated it perfectly. Yeah,
that was huge plays by Bubbles right there, getting just range to the cow field, and obviously Polywar Priest with that portal key able to assist as well for the kill. So this tower is just about dead, and vulnerability is going to be used. And I think BxF is a case of, you know what, it isn't worth our lives. So we're going to go ahead and just fall back, not putting it in deny range. So that's the good thing, as TteS Esports will have to push it back out. So
now here's a portal key character I didn't expect. Parasite has a portal key this game.
Yeah.
Presumably to jump on that mage bane and face hug him.
Does that make sense to you? I mean,
yeah, I think that, you know, as many gotchas for that mage bane as possible is always a good thing. They just need to make sure that they have the damage output focusing on that mage bane, which they should do with a Nullstone Protective Charm Dark Lady to focus him down while he's vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, though, he is going towards that Geometer's Bane here, so 20, or again, I guess I'm not too certain, but 2,300 gold saved up. He has a Firebrand already. We'll have to wait and see. Middle lane, in the meantime, again, Aluna, the target of choice. For some reason, she was pushed up all the way. I do apologize missing that action there, but kind of got caught out in a bad position.
Yeah, she actually got into the position where 3 people were right next to her about to kill her, and she said, well, shit, and tried to teleport. And Watalaba used really good discipline there to not use his ultimate. But LesQQ getting picked off by Slicks on top. Slicks coming out of the jungle with charging strikes and the Dark Blades on, silencing LesQQ, so he couldn't really do anything. That Dark Lady is hitting pretty hard now with the Q on.
Yeah, it's those Dark Blades, man. I mean, they had so much damage for you. So that's you do see her pushing back that top lane. A great gank initially. So 4-1 and 3 Slicks right now. 483 gold per minute right here. Again, really up there. But you pull up the GPM chart, and Mage Bane comfortably behind, not too far away at 440 gold per minute himself. And it's back to the jungle we go. So here we are, 22 minutes into this game. Geometer's Bane was just finished right there, by the way, on Mage Bane, so that indeed ends up being his item of choice. As back to Ancients, Jeremiah goes, and Jeremiah, by the way, actually getting a tablet of command here, so.
I really like that pickup. It offers himself some mobility, and he's able to help his team. He's really playing a support role here, offering as much assistance to Dark Lady as possible.
Yeah.
And we talked earlier about the race between the Mage Bane and the Dark Lady, but it's not really just a race between 2 drivers. You know, it's a race between 1 driver without a pit crew and 1 with a very good one.
Yeah. Do you think there's any possibility of a Nullstone candidate here on the Legion team? I guess there really isn't. I mean, Mage Bane would have to be the only okay choice, and that's obviously not really something you want to waste a Nullifier Blade pickup, I wouldn't think. I mean, is it that necessary for our Legion team?
I don't know that it's even worthwhile now that the Nullstone's picked up on the Dark Lady.
Yeah, that's obviously makes it a case of, well, maybe we would have gotten it, but what's the point now? So, yeah, with that Nullstone finish, as you can see with the animation and in her inventory. Oh, both teams creeping up here. We have a jump for Polywar Priest, but in comes the Avalanche on Polywar Priest a little bit too far away, and that piercing shards as well as Dark Lady right on top gets that kill. Soul's Blessing coming out. Jeremiah helps to keep his teammates alive, and the push is now on. Temp is already picked off. Mage Bane is way in the background, not even looking to get involved. Nothing more he can do. He just has to blink away, just like Bubble. So hat trick coming out right there for Slicks on that Dark Lady. And TteS Esports is just looking powerful right now. Apparently, I guess that's what happened. I was going to say, it was a very interesting jump by SmackDown, but he got the illusion instead of the real thing, so.
Yeah, that put him in a terrible position, the Avalanche leading to a kind of a chain feed situation. But you saw there, the Dark Lady took 0 damage from that team fight. It was pretty hilarious watching him just kind of rip through people with impunity at full health. You really see the power of that, the Protective Charm and the Nullstone working together.
it sucks dealing against it, I'm sure, if you're this Legion team. So blackfate.org, they no doubt have their work cut out for them now. 24.5 minutes into this game. It is getting much more comfortable for TteS eSports. You look at Slicks, he's 7-1-3 right now as a result of his farm and as a result of him just dominating this game when it comes to hero kills. So again, keeping up the pace as he has done throughout this whole tournament, as we kept talking about, in terms of just lack of dying, but also a hell of a lot of farm, which by the way is now up to 553. I mean, it is just taken off here. So
yeah, he'll be disappointed about dying earlier near the bottom tower, because I think otherwise it would be another flawless game here. With that Null Stone and the Jeremiah backing him up so well, I don't think he's going to be – there's just not enough physical damage on the Legion team to take him out right now.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult place for them to be in. And with that said, do you think Black Fate is kind of forced now in a case of they just have to sit back and farm this mage main and hope for the best? I mean, can they do much else?
I actually agree with you. You know, it's never a good situation where your team has to say that, but
no, middle lane, Luna, 3 shots and dead. A Tempest all the way canceled immediately by the Avalanche. Will fall as well. Polywalk Priest going to go down right here. What are they even doing trying to get involved in a fight? GD well plays are being called, and that will make it official. TteS eSports will join Fnatic Raycall in the grand finals here at DreamHack Summer 2012 DreamHawn event. Wow. That just, you could tell right there, Black Fate, you know, whether it was frustrations, just clear head. I mean,
I think it was definitely a factor of frustration.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, dude, how are we going to beat this combo? What are we going to do against this now that they've got it? They're winning against us, and now they have this combo on top of that as well. What are we going to do to win this game? What is our win condition? I don't think we have one. Let's give it one more shot.
Yeah.
And when that didn't work out, peace.
Yeah, with that, I mean, again, the main wasn't even there. He's busy farming the jungle, so at least have him there if you're going to maybe do that. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it definitely a case of Black Fate realizing that maybe some mistakes were made, and you know, kind of falling downhill from there. And as you said, just give it one last chance.
Also, I think Keizu wanted a game in which he had 0 deaths, so you know,
hey,
that
1-0-2.
concede.
That's true.
Doesn't work.
Coming through there. So unfortunate for BxF, you know, obviously, again, a newer team on the competitive scene especially, let alone in this tournament, in terms of, but the European qualifiers, they very, very deserving of doing so. I mean, they had a hell of a run through that qualifying event. They had a great run through this event, some very impressive victories, finishing 5-2 the group stages, and, you know, almost got to the finals. One game away, they were up 1-0, but TteS eSports, experience came through, you could say, you know, perseverance, and Slicks definitely came through. So
yeah, but just going back to Black Fate, these guys, first major LAN experience together as a team, absolutely phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Tackling a lot of pressure, tried a lot of different strategies, really, really entertained the crowd here.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be going home very, very happy with where they placed. And they still have another game. They're going to play TDM for the 3rd place match, and there's $4,000 on the line for
Great
that
point
match.
to bring up there. Yeah, it's so as I said, TDM versus Black Fate. That will be a best of the 3. We're not going to be covering it, unfortunately, because obviously we do got the whole finals thing coming up. But that will be happening, and then, as you mentioned, $4,000 on the line for that match as well. So still some money on the line. But yeah, for Black Fate, you know, hope for the best for them, and I'm sure they will stick around, and they'll definitely keep it strong as far as the competitive Han scene goes for them. That's a very good reason to. But TteS eSports proved to be the better team in this series with that comeback there from behind, 1-0, win the 2nd game, win the 3rd game, and they'll get that rematch against Fnatic Raycon.
I really do consider it a rematch, especially when you look at that lineup last game with the Jeremiah Dark Lady again.
That's true.
And that happened last time as well. So I can guarantee you Fnatic are not going to give them that combination. They're just not going to happen. You do not give your opponents their most comfortable combination that they have never lost with.
Yeah.
You can't do that. And Fly won't do that.
Of course not. So it's going to be fun, guys. That final is set to happen about an hour and a half from now. I believe it's at midnight Central European time, which is 3 p.m. Pacific for those that are tuning at home, 6 p.m. Eastern. So look forward to that, guys. Now, on that note, it's not going to be on the Honcast stream. It is actually going to be on the DreamHack stream, if I'm not mistaken, as that's always been in the past. So it should be nothing new to you guys for tuning in. But for the finals, of course, we go to the Dream Arena. It's all their production and everything. So that'll be on the DreamHack official stream.
What we will do, though, is we will be embedding it into the www.dreamhon.com website. So you can just go there if you don't want to try to find out where that stream is. So dreamhon.com, that'll be your one-stop source for your stream for the rest of the cast.
There you go, guys. So definitely check that out. But as far as the group stages, the semifinals, we're finished with that. We really thank you for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun, guys, here with this tournament, and I can't wait to, of course, cast the finals. Big shout out to our production crew. Big shout out to everyone behind the scenes. Big shout out to the fans that were staying all throughout the games and whatnot. So we had a lot of fun with this. So the finals, though, those are going to be coming up again in an hour and a half from now. Fnatic Raid Call going to be taking on TteS.